How's it going, Andrew?
What's going on, Matt?
Not much. I signed up for a virtual 5K.
How does one virtually 5K? Is that on that app that we've been using?
No, it's one to support the museum. It's the Dino
That's
Dash.
fun. So you like track it on
I
your
haven't
phone?
gotten all the instructions about how you log like your miles or your time or anything yet, but I'm sure they would be coming. I did it just because it was for Milwaukee Public Museum.
Yeah.
Or whatever its new name is going to be, you know.
Probably the Milwaukee Public Museum, I would assume, or something.
No, it changes names when it goes to the new building. It's the Nature and Culture Museum of Wisconsin or something like that. No?
No, boy. I didn't know that, but it's not bad. It just seems overly wordy, if you ask me. But
Right.
It's like, what is it? Oh, it's the public museum, and you're like, oh, okay.
Right.
The Nature and Culture. What was in the public museum? Oh, nature and culture. You're like, oh yeah, that's true.
It's a bit on the nose, right?
Yeah, they're like, what's in there? And I was like, okay. Well, that's fun.
Yeah. So, and then I'm thinking about signing up for real one. We'll see though.
There's an infinite opportunity of cool ones in the area too that run through various spots.
Yeah. There's Run with the Cops coming up in Waukesha on like a Friday night. It's a Friday night run. I was like, oh, that could be kind of fun.
Yeah, and that'd be neat.
Yeah, maybe one in October. Might do a half in the spring. You know, I was all well-intentioned on just sticking to like 2-3 mile and a 5 mile run every week. But now I'm kind of hooked again. And then I started coming across videos of longer runs that I shouldn't have seen that re-inspired my Runner's World days when I had a subscription to Runner's World, and now I'm in trouble. So here we go.
What was that like during our health episode that I was like, Matt gets obsessed with things, whatever he does, he gets obsessed with, and he can't just be fucking normal about it. He has to take it to the most extreme version of whatever it is.
I mean, I'm obsessed with endurance events already because I did all those like 1,000-milers on the bike and stuff like that.
And the 75 hard.
And the 75 hard. And I used to be an endurance athlete. I ran cross country. I was marathon trained until I had plantar fasciitis. And then I let myself get off the rails and stopped caring. And now I'm back on the rails.
Yep. Then he got into archery and he bought all the best equipment he could afford, probably couldn't afford, bought the highest quality he could do. He joined an archery club where he would do extreme archery tournaments. And then he joined, the list goes.
And I enjoyed that league, but now I moved too far away and it's just too complicated to shoot a nighttime league. So
I'm just saying there's a pattern of your obsessive personality disorder that whatever you're doing, you're going to take it to the highest level. You're going to shoot it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And I definitely don't have a 5-year progression planned for a specific style of race in 2031.
So you already got your plan planned out for running into what you're going to do an Ironman?
No, God, no, I can't swim.
Yet. Then next year, he's going to be like, I got really into swimming lately, and I'm going to swim across the English Channel.
I have no interest in swimming. None.
Oh, man. Yeah, the only thing new with me is my team got last place in hurling, so we didn't make the playoffs. But...
Womp, womp.
Well, we had some series of issues with our ability to field our...
Oops, wrong one.
to field our entire team. So we couldn't field our whole team. So we like a lot of subbing issues. And so when we finally had it, we won the last 2 games. And our send-off game this weekend, we got a big dub. So instead of being 1-6... We're 2-6. So let's go.
2-6.
Yeah. Powerful end of the year. Big dub. Upset.
All right. Well, let's kick this episode off.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Loosen up your ties and roll up your sleeves. It's time for Fellowship with Matt and Andrew. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the Grand Lodge of Wisconsin or any other Grand Lodge or any appended body.
All right. So, we're back online here, and today, Matt and I were going to talk about the camel toe. Wait, cable toe. The cable toe.
Jeez, why did you go there with it? Why you got to be weird, man?
I didn't mean to be weird. You know what's funny is I accidentally, when I was practicing for parts of my posting, I accidentally said that. And then my mentor was like, no. And I was like, oh, God. And so it was in my head. So whenever I was doing my posting, I was deathly afraid that I was going to accidentally code swap.
Oh, that would have been a great moment in Lodge.
Yep. If within the length of my camel toe.
We would have been asking a lot of questions.
We would have been in trouble. Just like we'll be trouble after this episode, because I've said it twice already. So the cable toe is a cable toe, spelled completely different, is a symbol that we use in Masonry. What's interesting about this symbol, I think, is it's one of the few that actually starts as a physical object and then moves into an invisible symbolic object, which I think is kind of cool about this symbol. And usually, I guess the way I've always been explained its meaning is that it used to have a very physical meaning, which was like, if you're within 3 miles of the lodge, you should be able to make its meeting. And right. they put an actual distance. But in the modern era, it's been stretched out to kind of represent the obligations, the necessity to honor one's obligations, but within due bounds. That's how I've always viewed it.
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. Sorry, brain function ceasing somehow. Thought gone. Was right there, and then just disappeared. Yeah, no, it's all about doing what you can when you can, right? And that's taking into account family life, work, all that kind of stuff, right? It's your guide to be like, hey, slow down for a minute, or hey, you actually got some room here. You can pick up the pace and go to some more stuff.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too that I feel like the modern interpretation of the symbol, since it's described as a length and it can change, the length of it can change, it kind of helps us understand that your capacity for how you honor your obligations and responsibilities can lengthen and shorten depending on what's going on. Like when you're healthy and you're unburdened and you have a lot of free time, the length of your cable toe can get very, very long. But when, life changes and things like that, it can shorten, whether that could be an illness or due to shifting obligations within your own life, family, et cetera, et cetera. It can shorten your cable toe, but you notice it never says that the cable toe gets taken off.
Right.
It just lengthens and shortens, right?
No,
because your connection's
it
always
fluctuates, there. Right? It fluctuates. Just because you can't come to lodge for a year doesn't mean you can't ever come to lodge again, right? As long as you keep paying your dues, that is.
Yeah, as long as you don't make me call you like 10 times or something.
So it's not about it being an absolute, right? You have to think about it as a scale. And I think that's where a lot of people get messed up with it, because they think of it as this just deadline, and you're either there or you're not, and there's no in between. And we have to focus on the fact that circumstances change, right? In the conversation I just had, I should say presentation I just did at the Northeast Conference of Grand Lodges, that was kind of one of my points, was when it came to communication and communicating with your members, was circumstances and life happens, but we need to communicate with those members even when life does happen, so that we're still there for them when they can come back.
Yeah, and it's like with it too, like it makes you, I think as a symbol, it's a reminder to check your obligations and things that you've made agreements to do and evaluate them honestly and go, am I applying my 24-inch gauge and all my other working tools correctly to live up to the various obligations that every man, acquires and disacquires throughout their life? Because if you notice, and I'm only middle-aged, it does ebb and flow. So that length does change. And it's almost, to me, like a contemplative tool to check one's tension and go, all right, is the cable toe too loose or is it too tight? And usually in this case, we're using it with your obligations to the lodge. I do think as a symbol, it can apply broadly to your obligations, to everything that you've given your word to do, similar to the lodge. And so, like,
you have
yeah,
multiple cable toes. You have
a lot of cable toes.
You do.
Yeah.
You have one with your family. You have one with work. You have one with the lodge. You have one with whatever other hobbies you might have.
You might have one with your parents if you're helping them out. You might have,
Rest.
You could have one with your church or your faith. You could have, like, there is a lot of obligations that get tied onto a man.
Right. We get pulled in a lot of different directions, and I think that's where that ebb and flow comes from. When one gets longer, the other one needs to get shorter. It's a give and take, right? It's never an absolute.
Yeah, and it's almost like when you're pulse checking it, checking one's tension. If it's too loose, it can be, and you're noticing that, like your connection is feeling distant. In action, it can look like, disengagement, rarely showing up, minimum effort, or like really passive membership. And so if you notice that, it's a good opportunity to say, where could I find a middle ground to tighten this up a little bit while still maintaining an appropriate length? And then you can look at the classic, which is, I feel like, rampant. I think actually both of these are rampant in Masonry. There's the too loose boys and there's the too tight boys. Okay, that sounds weird. I don't like how I said that. Regardless, if your cable toe is too tight, oh God, now my mind's lost. All right, if your cable toe is too light, it could mean like overcommitment, right? You're saying yes to too much, and we've talked about the art of saying no in the past. Saying yes too much, you're overcommitting to everything, and that can cause a man to start to like fray at the ends of their brain. And so on one hand, it's trying to notice where are you, and both have requirements to how to balance that, to circumscribe it.
The art of saying what? What was that word?
No.
That's a new word to my vocabulary. I'm unfamiliar with it. Please explain.
Yeah, I know. It's a problem. I feel like there are two types of Masons. There's the ones who are, you're like, dude, you need to relax. You're going to burn yourself out. And then there's the other that you're like, oh, who's that guy? You're like, I don't know who that is.
I've figured it out. I'm giving up some stuff. So I have given up. I'm not on the egg committee anymore.
Smart.
And I'm not going to be president of the low 12 anymore come this fall. So
congratulations on your newfound freedom.
yeah, my newfound. So those cable toes have shifted quite a bit just for me to be able to give more to other cable toes.
Yeah, right. We got to keep pulling like a little puppet man, a little puppet man on a string.
For some reason, I have to go sit in the east again at our lodge.
Yeah. Thank God. They need somebody to fix it after I'm done with it.
God, no.
You're like, uh-oh, I got to finish my year strong. But yeah, the goal isn't, in my opinion, like necessarily trying to maximize your commitment, but to find the appropriate amount of tension so you don't feel like a marionette that's being stretched at the limbs, that you feel like you can move between the various cable toes in your life in some form of balance. And I feel like that always plays into a lot of our symbols, which almost every single symbol I look at always comes down eventually to one of our main symbols, the compasses, where it says you need to circumscribe your passions, right? Almost that intertwines with almost everything in Masonry. They're like, you need to find a middling balance.
Right. Well, yeah, the 24-inch gauge is all about balance. There's multiple things that are about balance. So that makes sense, though. Balance is important in life.
What do you think anchors the cable toe?
Explain your question more.
Like, what is holding it on the other end? What keeps people, though, feeling that connection? Because I think where my head was going was that for a cable toe to be effective, the place that's holding on to the cable toe needs to have a good reason outside of like just, like you're guilty. So you're like, oh, I got to show up or else I'm going to feel bad or something like, I better show up because, well, people think if I disappear that I think there's a part about evaluating where your cable toes are and why they do matter to you and finding the right motivation as well.
I think that all depends on the person, right? Which, man, I got to stop saying that. It all depends on the person because everybody's going to have their own motivation. For me, a big one is I feel a responsibility to the lodge to give it everything I can, and more so to my brothers in the lodge, that I show up and I give maximum effort to try to do what's right for them, the lodge, and the organization as a whole. And I hold myself personally accountable to that kind of that threshold of not wanting to let people down when the expectations have been set on me.
I think for me, what holds me to the length of my cable toe is that I want to make sure that the next generation of young Masons coming in can join a quality lodge that actually does what Masonry promises it does for them. And so what keeps me always trying to make sure, even though I have been trying to find ways to adjust my cable toe a little bit, but what keeps me always trying to find, what keeps pulling me back is that I want to make sure that there is quality still there to make Masons. I just want to make Masons, man.
Who doesn't? I mean, making Masons is probably the most fun part of Freemasonry.
That and the green beans.
Right. As with any good sausage, as you know, Wienermeister.
Like any good sausage.
There's
a long thing of intestines.
There's a long process that's not necessarily all that pretty to get into making that sausage.
No, but goddamn does it taste good. Just don't look under the hood.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like the cable toe becomes a tool then, and like it's almost a warning and a reminder simultaneously. Where when it's a warning, it's to think about when you're asked to do something new, to actually pause and evaluate what is your true capacity. Is your cable toe already too extended? Is there bandwidth on it that you could utilize and enjoy taking it on? Because a lot of us will feel that pressure where you're like, well, it's an honor to be asked. So I'd be a fool to say no. It's like, but do you actually, or are you already choking? And you're like hanging, you're like, okay, what's one more thing? And you're like, this won't be the straw that breaks me. And on the other hand, I think it's the reminder that you always have a invisible mystic tie that you swore to have some affiliation with, and then saying, hey, like, don't let this completely disappear either, right? So you have like the two ends of the cable toe is like a humble warning and reminder.
I would agree with that. And I think that's the perfect point to tell our listeners why we have been talking about the cable toe.
All right.
So Andrew and I find ourselves in a position where we have both taken on a lot of different things personally, professionally, and Masonically, and
familially.
We are going to, right, and family. That would have fallen under personally.
I always thought personally sometimes like it just includes just like fun stuff.
Okay. Well, whatever. At any rate, we will be moving to a every other week format and dropping 26 episodes a year instead of 52 episodes, which was really lofty and ambitious to begin with.
Yeah, we, for I would say nearly a year, have started to realize the length of our cable tow was getting tighter and tighter around both of our necks. And we really wanted to continue to maintain the content. But as we surveyed the landscape of Masonic podcasts, we are one of the few that was doing weekly. And I think I understand why. Because we found that, I think what we noticed is as we went along, we weren't planning, and we are professionally unprofessional. We will never change. But outside of that, we were especially becoming unprofessional, even for us, just with the ability to try to maintain a weekly schedule. So what we're hoping is by switching to a twice a month schedule that we can focus on quality over quantity and saying, hey, when we do it twice a week, we're hoping to produce better content that's less rushed, because it gives us the breathing room we need to sort out really good guests, to think of good topics. Because from your guys' perspective, if you can imagine an allegory, because I like to use weird metaphors. Imagine having a weekly podcast is like pushing a rock to the top of the hill. And as you walk down, the rock just starts immediately rolling towards you again. And so within 4 days, you turn around like, oh, it's back. And then you push it back to the top of the hill and you turn around. And you don't really get a lot of headwind. You finish one, you're on to the next one. So we're hoping that by switching to a bi-monthly, or is that how we say it? No, bi-monthly would be every other month.
Yeah. It can be both. As weird as that is.
Twice a month schedule that we can provide better content and give Matt and I a little bit of the breathing room on that cable tow so that we're not always just little frantic boys when we come on the podcast.
Right. Well, and we'll still have some of your favorite stuff coming up. Like I'll still, if I remember to get the lavalier mics back from Andrew.
I'm looking at them right now.
I need those back so I can take them down to cave with me.
I can physically see them.
I would love to get some more content down at the cave degree this year. That'd be great. So.
Yep, and part of our hope is to get back to dynamic content as well.
Right. And we do have an interview scheduled for August, so we'll still bring you the same great content you want and have come to expect from us. It's just going to be every other week.
Yep. And a reminder, there are a lot of great, if you're like, dang, then what am I going to listen to every week? I'd like to remind you that we live in a wonderful community of a lot of great Masonic podcasters that can help you with your withdrawals for having to wait one extra week each week for a show, such as the Third Degree Masonic Podcast, At Refreshment, Studio 357, The Traveling Man. Masonic podcast. There's a lot out there, so spread the love around so that you guys don't go into like a rehab facility from your withdrawals from our show while you have to wait another 5 extra days for an episode.
If anyone goes through withdrawals from our episode not being out on a weekly basis, please seek professional help.
We are not legally responsible. We are not legally responsible.
We are not that good at this.
We are not legally responsible. You signed the waiver. Awesome. But that's also a good reminder, like we said, while talking about advising people to view their cable tow and feel it, it's a good proof of concept that sometimes in Masonry, when Matt and I started, we were young. We didn't have nearly as much responsibility. Neither of us had children. We were just young bucks who could do whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted. And it was knowing that things ebb and flow and it's okay. And you should never feel bad when you have to evaluate your responsibilities and the length of your cable tow and make adjustments so that you can, be the best Mason you can be. So keep that in mind.
Well, and this is a conversation that you and I have been having for a while, so we didn't come to this decision lightly. I think we probably put it off longer than we should have.
Yeah, it's because we're stubborn. we just wanted to slowly go mad.
Stubborn? What? No.
Yeah, but then there's also additional responsibilities added on a couple of our shoulders simultaneously too. That goes, all right, we already thought it was getting tight. Now this is getting really tight. We're like, all right, fair enough.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, Matt's been spending too much time at the archery range. That's what I tell you.
Yeah, that's exactly what I've been doing lately.
I wish, dude. I kind of want to shoot my bow soon.
I end up shooting my bow all the time.
Doesn't see his family. He's always at the archery range, hiding out.
Right. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a dream? I'm just kidding. Olivia's gonna be like, what?
I mean, the not seeing the family part of that would suck, but the always being at the range would be nice. If I could just run and go to the range, I'd be a happy person.
Do it at the same time.
Masonry.
Running archery.
Running archery. It's coming. It's coming.
Newest sport.
To a city near you. Ultra marathons plus archery.
Dude, sounds
100-mile
amazing.
races with bows.
God, I'd watch it. Awesome. Well, guys, I think we'll...
me and Cam Haynes out there.
Yep.
That'll be it.
Just two people, the two running archers. But so we'll leave you with that this week. We will be back with a new episode coming up in 2 weeks. So you'll hear from us again on the 13th, and then we'll be back at getting our schedule lined up, and we'll have some good stuff for you.
Sounds great. Everybody have a great day, and we will chat with you soon.
Take care.